witches, blessed be. This is White Raven over here. Today is Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. Welcome to another Magic Monday, witches. Welcome to the Witches Lair. If you're new, I welcome you. My name is White Raven. I usually do a lot of magic. I love doing spells. I love building spells, analyzing spells, and sharing mostly hexes with you guys because I believe that hexes are necessary in our everyday life. There's a lot of evildoers out there, and as long as you are justify, I 100% support you, and I am here to assist you with any hexes or curses, reversal magic, protection magic, defending magic that you may be needing. So if this is something that interests you, do not leave this channel without subscribing and, leaving a comment down below, and go say hi in my Facebook page, White Raven and Witches Lair, which is a spell that I have for you today as usual. And I know I tell you this all the time, and probably you guys that watch me every Monday is like, yeah, White Raven again. But the spell that I have for you today, it was not the spell that I was going to share with you today. I tell you all the time that you guys inspire me. And whenever I'm reading your comments, whenever you have questions for me, whenever you send me any type of messages in the Facebook page, a lot of you guys inspire me. And a lot of your requests, a lot of your questions sometimes ignite things in my head. And today I was reading some of your comments, and as I'm trying to answer one of you guys, this image just came into my head. It was like a boom, like an explosion in my head. And it had nothing to do with the comment that I was reading. It had nothing to do with the answer that I was giving. But it was pretty incredible. And that's usually how things happen with some of the spells that I share with you guys. And I cannot not do it. If I had this urge, this like ants in my pants, like I have to run and start doing it. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And everything just flows in my head so easy and so perfectly. So I needed to share this with you. I really, really do. But before I go into the spell that I have for you today, and I'm going to tell you about it in a second. Okay, so hang in there. Be patient, witch. I want to address a question that I get a lot. White Raven, when folding, and I guess this person is referring to folding papers, does it matter if I fold the paper towards me or against me? And let me address something. If you're new, I hope you'll hear me well. When I was a beginner witch, one of the things that worried the most was that I was going to be folding papers the wrong way. I was going to be turning papers the wrong way. I was going to dress candles the wrong way. I was going to inscribe candles the wrong way. And this took so much out of my spell, out of the energy that I was going to put into the spells, because I was so concerned about doing things the right way. Like when you're doing a spell and you take notes, sometimes reading your notes disconnect you from that energy that you're trying to create. It's good to read your notes prior to doing your spells, but if you have to remember so many things before doing a spell or where you're doing a spell, listen, that is a distraction and it takes away from you. I gotta be very honest with you. Typically, when you are folding something, if you're doing a paper, if you want something away from you, then you fold the paper against you, right? If you want something coming towards you, then you fold the paper towards you and you rotate the paper as well towards you. But I will lie if I tell you that I do that all the time. There's too many times, witches, in which I am so intensely raising energy. I am so charged with my justified anger or with my intentions that the last thing that I'm thinking about is how I'm folding that paper. Sometimes my body does things because, the way we used to do it, which is what's important is your intentions. Yes, if you fold the paper towards you when you want prosperity, yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Does that mean that if you fold the paper against you, your spell is completely destroyed? No, because let me tell you something, which is I much rather do it being completely charged with that energy, feeling all that within me so I can transfer it to my spell, than having to spell my magic. Oh my God, I folded paper wrong. So sometimes If you remember, if that is something with the practice, you remember it. And that's, I just want to let you know this. The more you do it, the more you get used to it. And the more you're aware of certain things when you're doing your magic. But if in the beginning you're extremely charged, you are in your room, you watch my video, or you're reading a book and you get charged and you just need to do this justify hex, and you forgot to fold the paper properly, listen, witches, do not feel any type of way. Do not interrupt your spell so you can fold the paper properly. Please, it is important that you get those energies out of you and into your magic. The rest is secondary. Okay? So I just wanted to let you know this. All right? That's it. Now, another, and it's probably my most popular spells. I have two spells that are extremely popular. Let Them Have It, and the spell to send night terrors to people. Somebody asked me, how long does a night terror hex last? Well, that's a really good question. Night terror is a rather short-lived kind of hex, kind of jinx. If you want to keep night terrors occurring into your target, then you have to repeat that spell, I will say it at least once a week, if that's something that you want to engage into doing. All right. Now, let me say this too. If you send in night terrors to a house of this person, and this house is already, let's say, charged with some type of hauntings. Now, there's many houses out there. You will think this is very rare, but it's really not rare. Like, for example, the house that I live in is about 50 years old. Perhaps some people die in here. Here in the United States, there's many houses that are over 100 years old, and chances are people die in those houses. Chances are there's some type of spirits visiting their house. I know for a fact that there's many spirits visiting this house. But let's say that you're sending night terrors to a person that lives in a house that is maybe haunted. Maybe there's some nasty, dark spirits in that house. Those night terrors can activate certain things in the house. So just food for thought. Understand that if you want to keep on working the night terrors spells, by all means, do what you got to do. But sometimes the spells that we send out there can awaken other things for the evildoer. So it's their problem, not your problem, witch. Okay? If these are evil people and they have what's coming for them, sometimes our little tiny little jinxes actually is that little drop that spilled the cup. So sometimes be patient, trust the process is what I tell you all the time. You don't have to be so obsessed. Just trust the process, which is all right. So it's also food for thought, something that I wanted you guys to know. All right. So with all this that I'm talking to you today, there's one question that is really important, because many times I share spells in here that many of you cannot do. And you guys is like, why, Raven? This person doesn't live in a house. Why, Raven? I don't know where this person lives. Why, Raven? I cannot go where this person lives. A lot of the hexes are meant to be either disposed, thrown, or pour where your target lives. And many times, I understand you cannot do that. So when you cannot go to your target, let's bring our target to us. So today I'm going to share with you how to have total control of your target home, apartment, or wherever it is that this person lives, when you cannot be going into their home because they have cameras, they live in apartments, or it's simply not doable for you. So let me show you the things that I got. On Sunday, I went to a craft store with my man because I like to buy a lot of stuff for my magic. And I noticed that they have a lot of like little bird houses that look like actual houses. And I got this one right here. So the idea of the spell that we have today is for you to either purchase or create with cardboard, which is an image of the home of the person that is your target, an image of the home of your enemy. Needless to say, which is the idea is for you to have something that looks like a lot like the home of this person. If you do not know this information, perhaps you want to do another spell. Okay, and I'm being serious because I know you guys are going to bombard me with this question. The house should look. You should know how this person's house look. You should have an idea of colors and the way the house looks, okay? I hope I'm being extremely clear, all right? So what you're going to do, which is, and I'm going to show you a video of what I did, you are going to paint the house of this evildoer the same way or with the same details that this evildoer house has. So here we go. Let's pretend that these evildoers, the house is creamy color, has blue windows, has a dark roof, and has brown steps. I don't want you to paint this very pristine. I want you to make it look kind of messy, all right? Because the idea of the spell today, in this particular spell, we're going to create havoc within the walls of this home. So get your house painted the way it should be painted, and a very important detail, write the number of the house. So now let's proceed with the few things that we are going to need in order to make this hex. So which is, apart from your house, you are going to need little dollies representing the people that live inside the house. Okay, a word of warning, which is, if there are children living in this home, please be very mindful. I do not know if I will be recommending this spell. These little dollies are sold in the craft stores. Of course, you can create your own tiny voodoo dolls. Now, witches, we're going to need an oil. And this is an oil that has been curing in my apothecary for quite some time. It'll be ready in the next couple of weeks and it will be in the website. This oil is called Rage of Fury. And this oil is to make people fight among each other. This is going to create havoc and chaos in people. So if you have enemies, you are going to use this oil to have your enemies fighting each other. You can find Rage of Fury oil recipe everywhere. As a matter of fact, if you look, you probably are going to find a recipe for every single oil that you need. Well, no, maybe not. There's some oils that are really hard to come up with a recipe. I have my own recipe of Rage of Fury. But if you need to do this oil right away, there's some basics when it comes to this oil that I've seen around. You can add a hair of cats and dogs. Please do not hurt any dog or cat if you're going to do this oil. You can add guinea pepper, red pepper, spiky stuff, thorns, shards, and you can also add mustard seeds. And the base oil for that, it could be almond, it could be mineral, it could be castor. Sometimes people add a pinch of cemetery dirt. That is something else that you can add. So there you go. There's a quick recipe of Rage of Fury oil. Mine will be available in the website, and it's probably another week to finalize the curing. I like to cure my oils and charge them. So that's coming up soon, okay? The next thing that you are going to need for this hex is incense. We are going to create an incense to charge your spell. And that incense is going to have a few things. You are going to need crushed bones. I thought I had this one in the website because it's in my bottles, but I forgot to add it in the website. But you need crushed bones. Either crush the bones of the chicken that you ate, save your bones, clean them up, dry them up, and crush them. You can use bone meal, or I'm gonna have bones in my website, so you can go and check it out. The next thing that you are going to need for this incense is going to be dragon's blood. This is really nice dragon's blood. we have dragon's blood, we have crushed bones. The next thing that we are going to add for this incense witches is going to be black pepper. So we all have black pepper at home. Okay, so we're gonna need black pepper. Next, we are going to add some valerian root. This one is also in the website. This is pretty bad, but it's so good. It's so bad because it's so good. You're also going to need some cemetery dirt. This one is brand new. Oh, it's so pretty. This one is that Virginia clay. It was pretty hard to bottle this, so I hope you appreciate the level of things that I do to get cemetery dirt. But yeah, this is your cemetery dirt. You're gonna need that for the incense. Make sure to put a pinch of cemetery dirt because dirt does not burn in a charcoal, so please do not overload that incense with cemetery dirt, otherwise you're gonna have problems lighting that up. And last, witches, you are going to grind all that. It's gonna look something like this. All right, so now let's go to what we're gonna do with this house. All right, witches, so now that we have a little house, I'm gonna get a pointy little brush. And this is gonna be something that you're gonna do however you wanna do it, okay? Witches, this is up to you. Just make sure that you get whatever it is out of you and into this. Because the idea is that we are going to make the people that is inside this home fight each other. Let's say they are roommates, right? And they are driving you insane. They're mean to you. They're going to fight each other. Let's say that they're doing something evil in this house. Let's say they're doing something illegal in this house. And this is something that we've been talking about in a couple of the past videos. Like, let's say that these people is selling illegal substances, or they are doing in here illegal things, which is we do not know what type of neighbors we have. So whatever it is that they're doing, this is what you have to think about, because we're going to charge this house and we're going to make this house their house. Very important. Okay, so make sure that you can open doors, that you can get inside the house. All right, so let's get a Rage of Fury oil, and I'm going to shake it a little bit. I'm going to put some in here, and I am going to get my brush and we're going to put some Rage of Fury on there, and I'm going to draw an X. Okay, an X. I'm sorry, witches, I know you're not able to see, but you want to write this inside. Witches, and let me tell you, you can do this. Let me see if you can see. See, I'm putting the X's in there. There's another X in there. You see that one right there? It's an X. And we're going to do one more in this door. All right, we did the last X. We have 3 X's in there, witches. The next thing that you're going to do, witches, you're going to put the dollies representing the people that lives in the house. So I'm just going to get random people and I'm just going to put them inside. The next thing that you are going to do, witches, and the next thing that we are going to need is going to be witches' bursts. We just need 3. I love these things, these wicked little things. All right, witches, so we are going to put them here in our oil and make sure that they are wet with the oil. If you want to prepare these witches' burrs with wax and powders and stuff, what you put inside this house, witches, is going to be up to you. I do strongly suggest that you put Rage of Fury oil. That's the one that you want to put in there, okay? Because the idea is for them to fight among each other, and you want to create chaos in this home. So let's put them through here. Okay, witches, now the last thing that we are going to add, we have some cuffing nails. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to put some oil in here. All right. Beautiful. And the next thing that we are going to do, which is we are going to light our incense, and we are going to put all the smoke all over the house while we chant this chant.
Restless spirits heed my call, rise from shadows, break their thrall. In their hearts, so fierce disdain, turn their trust into spite and pain. By their deeds let them be torn, havoc reign and peace be scorned. In their chaos find your rest. Curse their lives at my behest.
Which is, once you finish with the smoke, you are going to keep this home somewhere safe. And you can repeat the smoke if you want once every week. And whenever you see maybe your neighbors and you want to start creating something, shake your house. That's what you want to do. Shake your house and do the chant. Okay, which is, you can do your own magic. If you cannot go to your enemy, you can have your enemies come in here to you within your full control. I hope this gives you some idea on how you can work evil people when you are not able to go to their places. From the bottom of my heart, witches, I wish you the best. And that's it, witches. I really hope that this wicked little ritual assists you with your endeavors. Please remember that I do not work for people. If you have any question pertaining magic, you can go into my Facebook page, White Raven and Witch's Lair, and send me a message. And please make sure that these are questions that have to do with magic. I do not do magic consultations. If you need a spell, I'm going to tell you to come into my channel because I have over 500 videos in here. And I'm sure you're going to find your spell. Also, witches, remember to visit my website, whiteravenandwitcheslair.com. I have a lot of products in there to help you with your magical needs. Other than that, witches, listen, remember that in life we need to stay very smart because knowledge is power. We need to keep on reading and learning and seeing all the options that we have when it comes to magic. But above all, with all that knowledge, witches, you have to discern and you have to stay so very wicked. Bye.